Hello everyone, welcome to this new series of videos which is related to neonatology. In this part of our video, we will be discussing about a normal newborn and a very important topic which is the intrauterine growth chart. When we talk about a newborn, the newborn period is a very important term which we should know. A newborn period is the period from birth to the next upcoming 4 weeks. This newborn period is also known as neonatal period. The neonatal period can be divided into two parts: the early neonatal period and the late neonatal period. The early neonatal period is the period of 1 week after birth, and the next upcoming 3 weeks are called as the late neonatal period. According to the gestational age, a newborn can be divided into or classified into three types. The gestational age is always calculated from the last menstruational period. And according to this gestational age, the newborn can be classified into three types. The first is preterm newborn, second is a term newborn, and a third one is post-term newborn. A preterm newborn is a newborn who is having less than 36 weeks plus 6 days of gestational age. A term newborn is the newborn who is having 37 to 41 weeks plus 6 days of gestational age. And a post-term newborn is a newborn having more than 42 weeks of gestational age. If we talk about the average normal birth weight of a newborn, the average normal birth weight of a newborn is around 2.9 kgs. If we talk about the range of the average normal birth weight, it is around 2.8 till 3.2 kgs. If a newborn is having less than 2.5 kgs of birth weight, then the newborn is called as having low birth weight. If the newborn is having less than 1.5 kg of birth weight, then the newborn is called as having very low birth weight. If the newborn having less than 1 kg of birth weight, then the newborn is called to be having extremely low birth weight. When the newborn having more than 4 kg of birth weight, the newborn is called as big baby, or also called as macrosomia. The birth weight of a baby is always determined according to the gestational age, or the birth weight of a baby, of a newborn, should always be interpreted in relation to the gestational age. When the birth weight of a newborn is interpreted in relation to the gestational age, this is known as the intrauterine growth chart. Here on the screen, we can see the weight to be interpreted in relation to the gestational period, and when we do so, this is known as the intrauterine growth chart. Also called as the percentile growth chart. The intrauterine growth chart or the percentile growth chart consists of two curves in from which the upper reference curve is marked as 90th percentile and the lower reference curve is marked as 10th percentile. The newborn weight above 90th percentile curve are called as large for gestational age. The newborn who are having the birth weight below the lower reference curve are called to be having small for gestational age, and the newborn who are having birth weight in between the 90th percentile curve and the 10th percentile curve are known to be having appropriate for gestational age. So, let's try to understand this important chart with some example. For example, if a baby having 34 weeks of gestational age having 3000 gram of birth weight, the baby would be called as having the large weight for gestational age. In the same way, if a baby having 30 weeks of gestational age and 2500 gram of birth weight would be known as large for gestational age. In the same way, if this same baby of 30 weeks of gestational age would be having 1500 gram of body weight will be called as appropriate for gestational age. If the same baby having 500 gram of birth weight would be called as small for gestational age. So, some important questions are usually asked regarding this intrauterine growth chart, and the questions are about the upper reference limits and the lower reference limit of this chart. The upper reference limit or the upper reference curve is always 90th percentile and the lower reference curve is at 10th percentile. If the newborn weight is in between the 90th percentile and the 10th percentile, the newborn weight is called as appropriate for gestational age. If the birth weight is above the 90th percentile, then the birth weight is called as large for gestational age. And in the same way, if the baby weight is below the 10 percentile, this is known as small for gestational age. These were some important things regarding intrauterine growth chart and the newborn. I hope you guys liked the video. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel if you haven't done yet. Share the video and please hit on the like button as well. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.